Lavaca County Sheriff investigators arrest Michael Joseph McKim for the murder of the death of a Shiner man.
An informational session about the upcoming bond election held this evening. We'll have more coming up.
And police in Denver confirmed the body they found on Wednesday was the student suspected of shooting 2 staff members at his high school.
We still have winds out there, but they're going to be settling down tomorrow and turning around. It's going to be a west wind bringing us some good weather for the weekend. I'll have all the details coming up in just a moment.
And an entire powerlifting team is winning the award of Pepsi Athlete of the Week. We hear from some of them in sports.
Watching 25 News Now at 10. Good evening and thank you for joining us for 25 News Now at 10. I'm Don Brubaker.
And I'm Karina Garcia.
Thursday afternoon, Victoria ISD reports a phone call was received at the Cade Middle School office regarding a possible threat. Victoria County Sheriff's Office School Resource Deputy Sheriffs tracing the number to a Victoria home and making contact with a suspect, a 12-year-old taken into custody at the home and is now at the Juvenile Detention Center charged with terroristic threats. The second suspect, also a juvenile, was interviewed and charges are pending further review and investigation. Victoria ISD tells us at this time there is no credible threat to the safety of students in the Victoria ISD. One person injured after a crash on North Navarro Thursday afternoon. The driver of the white SUV is pregnant. She suffered neck injuries. She went to the hospital to make sure the baby was okay. There were also 2 children in the black SUV, but everyone else was okay. The white SUV traveling northbound when the black SUV pulled out, causing the crash. Wednesday afternoon, Lavaca County Sheriff's investigators and the Texas Rangers arrested Michael Joseph McKim of Flatonia for murder in the death of Jason Pilot of Shiner. McKim is currently in the Lavaca County Jail. His bond is set at $500,000.
The Jackson County Sheriff's Office reports it believes that John Paul Chavez is hiding out in Pasadena. The Jackson County Sheriff's Office issued a warrant for the arrest of Chavez on Tuesday. The suspect is believed to be involved in numerous burglaries and thefts between Jackson, Victoria, and DeWitt counties. The suspect is accused of stealing equipment from the Lavaca, Nevada River Authority last June. If you have any information, contact the Jackson County Sheriff's Office at 361-782-3541. The May 6th election for Victoria County is right around the corner. We are introducing you the Victoria ISD board candidates. Our final candidate is incumbent Tammy Keeling. She is running to retain her District 5 against newcomer Rick Jones. Keeling has served as a trustee for VISD for several years now. During her time on the board, Keeling previously served as board president.
I'm a better trustee today than I was last year. A better trustee than I was 5 years ago, 10 years ago, because I'm committed to continually learning about the role of a trustee and how to work with others in our community to impact student learning.
Above all, Keeling says she believes in the power of public education as well as the purpose. A year ago, she sat down with her family to decide whether she would be running again, and the consensus was a unanimous yes. And this, of course, brings us to your viewer poll tonight. Scan that QR code on your screen to vote now. Are you voting for Tammy Keeling or Rick Jones? We take a look at these results, and 47% say Keeling, 36% say Jones, 6% are undecided, and 11% are not voting. Thank you for participating tonight. Remember, come to crossroadstoday.com to take part in all our daily viewer polls. Now, Faith Academy was on lockdown for about 20 minutes today. This was around 3 p.m. today after Victoria Police Department said that they received a call around 3:01 p.m. this afternoon to their dispatch center, with the caller claiming that 2 men had been shot in the bathroom at Faith Family Church. This call coming near the end of the school day.
We did send officers to that location very quickly. They were able to assess the situation and speak with the principal. The school was put down on temporary lockdown, and the officers were able to clear the building, and no threat was found. Everything looked fine. There was no issues. We were able to at least look at the phone number that came into our 911 call, and they are looking into trying to trace that to see where it originated.
Victoria County Sheriff's Office also helping out, responding to the Faith Academy campus by the Victoria Regional Airport. That campus also going into a brief lockdown before being cleared by officers. They also called Faith Academy in Waco to ensure that no schools were under any threat there. Let's take a first look at your forecast with First Warn Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Mac Perez. You know, we've been talking about all of this stuff going on this weekend, whether it's in Victoria with the art and music ball.
That's right, and then in Hallettsville, and Refuria, the
150th anniversary at Cuero going on.
That's
So,
right.
Mac, people want to know if there's some good weather news this weekend.
Don, the good news is I got you covered.
Yeah.
Okay? We're doing real good. As a matter of fact, can you imagine if it was last weekend with all that cold, rainy stuff?
Ooh.
This weekend's going to be good. We've got a little dry front coming in. It's right about here. It'll be coming in tomorrow, but that's going to set us up for a good-looking Saturday, and I'll have all that information for you coming up in a moment. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
All right, Mac, thank you. Affectionate Arms received another donation this afternoon. The Veterans of Foreign Wars and VFW Auxiliary stopped by the Adult Daycare Center today. They did not come empty-handed. They walked in with $800. Executive Director Mary Garcia more than thankful to the VFW for the support. The first informational session for an upcoming bond election for Victoria College was this evening.
That's right, and 25 News Now weekend anchor Adam Seibel was there and can tell you all about it. Adam.
That's right, Don and Karina. So this information hearing was an opportunity for community members to learn more about the upcoming bond election and how it will impact them. The $10 million bond election is for the construction of a student success center at the Victoria College. Estimated cost $36.5 million for a three-story expansion and the renovation of the current facility, with Victoria College committing to $26.6 million, or almost 3/4 of that total project cost. So that's why VC's Board of Trustees is coming to voters asking them to fund 27% of that project. Victoria College President Jennifer Kent says that these info sessions are to ensure voters can understand this bond.
Well, we just want to get the information out, so as voters are considering their vote for May 6th, that they'll have all the information, and we're excited to share with them all the things that Victoria College does for students and for the community, and building that pipeline for a trained workforce in this region.
The next information session will be Tuesday, April the 18th at the Victoria College Student Center at 5:30 p.m. Come to crossroadstoday.com, where we'll have bond info sheets that you can view right at home to gain a better understanding of that upcoming bond election scheduled for May 6th. Don, Karina, back to you.
Adam, thank you. Victoria County Animal Services reporting a skunk found in the Mission Oaks neighborhood testing positive for rabies at the Texas Department of Health lab in Austin. Any person that notices any wildlife in the Mission Oaks area acting strangely or out of character should call Victoria County Animal Services. They also recommend all residents make sure that their pets are up to date on their rabies vaccines.
And we go to France, where French unions have called for new nationwide strikes and protests next week. More than 1 million people demonstrated throughout France against unpopular pension reforms. The Interior Ministry said the march in Paris drew 119,000 people. Polls show most French oppose the president's bill to increase the retirement age from 62 to 64. He says it's necessary to keep the system afloat.
Authorities finding the body of a student wanted in Wednesday's Denver school shooting. Police confirming the remains belong to the East High School shooting suspect, 17-year-old Austin Lyle. He was accused of shooting two deans while being patted down. During Wednesday's search, police say he had a gun and shot the two deans who were patting him down. One faculty member is in stable condition and the other is in critical condition.
Near misses on U.S. runways are up at airports this year. Specifically, the most serious types of near collisions on runways are double their normal rate. Transportation Secretary told a Senate committee today the typical rate is about 1 incident per month. This year, they're occurring twice as frequently. He says he believes the problem is how quickly the air travel industry has recovered from the pandemic.
We think that the uptick is partly related to the exceptionally fast surge in demand and the swift return to the skies, faster than even the most optimistic scenarios that we heard a couple of years ago. We need to make sure, of course, that as that system comes back to that high level of demand, there is no negative safety impact to that.
The FAA held a safety summit last week on the issue and issued a memo afterwards. It laid out 5 steps to try to alleviate the problem. Stay with us. Coming up on 25 News now at 10, Florida Republican lawmakers expanding provisions in a very controversial bill in the Sunshine State.
Also ahead, TikTok CEO is testifying before Congress and pushing back against claims that the company is a security threat.
I'm Charles Fisher of Fisher's Auto Sales. When you make a big purchase, doing your homework is very important. Invest some time finding the right vehicle at the right dealership. You want a dealership that takes pride in the vehicles they sell and offers quality, not quantity, for their customers' hard-earned money. It's a good idea to buy from someone that offers service after the sale and takes care of their customers, like Fisher's Auto Sales. Our family has been taking care of Crossroads families for 20 years now, and we plan on being here another 20 years too.
Famous actor and mental health advocate Sean Astin will be in Victoria as the featured speaker in Victoria College's Lyceum Lecture Series on March 28th. Sean is known for major roles in movies like Rudy, The Lord of the Rings, and The Goonies. The event will take place at the Victoria Fine Arts Center at 11 a.m. on Tuesday, March 28th. Admission is free, sponsored in part by the Victoria Television Group.
It's the final days of Ford Truck Month, Texas. Time to get up and get into Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 46 years straight, including Ford F-150 and the all-new Ford Super Duty. Or check out Ford Maverick and Ford Ranger. It's the final days of Ford Truck Month, Texas. See what a built Ford Tough truck can do for you. There's a great selection in stock. Now, during the final days of Truck Month, lease a new Ford F-150 for just $498 a month, plus complimentary maintenance. Hurry into your Texas Ford dealer.
Just 3 words tell you everything you need to know. They tell you why we employ more than 2,000 workers at our factory in Virginia Beach. Not everyone can say that, but we can. Made in America. Real steel. Find yours.
Right now, save up to $50 on gas or battery trimmers.
Gifts, gifts, and more gifts. Come to the homestead and leave with the perfect gift for everyone and every occasion.
The DOJ announcing it has made the largest methamphetamine bust in West Virginia history. The department charging 30 people with distributing more than 200 pounds of meth alongside guns and other drugs over a period of 7 months. The individuals were also charged with distributing large amounts of cocaine and fentanyl. During the operation, authorities seizing 28 pounds of cocaine, 20 pounds of fentanyl, 18 guns, and $747,000 in cash.
Picket lines formed early this morning in Los Angeles as school workers begin the 3rd day and final day of their strike against LAUSD. They are calling for a 30% increase in wages, among other items. The school district offered a 23% wage hike and a cash-in-hand bonus, but it was turned down. All schools in the district will remain closed again today. Members of the teachers union in the city have joined the picket lines in solidarity with the school workers there. Florida's governor announced increasing restrictions, possibly coming to Florida's Don't Say Gay bill.
Now, the new policy would expand a ban on lesson plans about sexual orientation and gender identity to all grades.
Florida governor and presumed 2024 presidential candidate Ron DeSantis announcing today plans to expand a Florida state law banning classroom instruction on sexual orientation and gender identity issues to all grades, including high school. DeSantis proposing for grades 4 through 12, lessons on both topics would be prohibited unless they were required by state academic standards or part of a reproductive health course, which parents can opt out of. The White House calling DeSantis' proposed expansion to Florida's law disturbing and dangerous.
It's wrong. It's completely, utterly wrong.
The governor's announcement coming as 17 states have either established or advanced laws targeting the LGBTQ+ community. According to the Human Rights Campaign, half of trans youth live in states that have passed or are considering policies that would deny them access to gender-affirming care. In Indiana, loud protests at a State House committee meeting as legislators advanced a bill banning gender-affirming care for transgender minors.
I feel like I have something to live for. And now what? You're just going to take it all away with this bill?
It would cause far less harm for these kids to wait, get the counseling they need, and then let them make these life-altering decisions as adults.
In Georgia, the state Senate passed a partial ban on transgender health care for minors. And in West Virginia, the parents of a 12-year-old transgender girl fighting to block a state ban on trans student athletes from taking effect. Her mother telling the U.S. Supreme Court, quote, she is a girl for as long as she can remember, participating on girls' teams at her middle school, harming no one. A public hearing on Florida's efforts to enact the expanded school policy is set for April 19th. Tim Pulliam, ABC News, Los Angeles.
TikTok CEO on Capitol Hill today telling lawmakers the popular video sharing platform is not a national security threat. He's testifying before the House Energy and Commerce Committee, saying he wants to clear up misconceptions. Lawmakers are considering banning TikTok out of fears China might use it for spying. No publicly available evidence demonstrates it's done so, and TikTok does not operate in China. But U.S. lawmakers are concerned about the potential for espionage.
Our approach has never been to dismiss or trivialize any of these concerns. We have addressed them with real action. The bottom line is this: American data stored on American soil by an American company, overseen by American personnel. We call this initiative Project Texas.
More than 150 million Americans use TikTok on their personal devices every month. Governments around the globe have banned it on official devices. The company is currently conducting a $1.5 billion security overhaul. The idea is to firewall American user data from unauthorized foreign access. And now, while TikTok's CEO is assuring lawmakers American users' data are safe from TikTok, the app doesn't even exist in China. TikTok is banned in China. They use a separate version called Douyin, which has different features. Users under 14 can only use the app for 40 minutes and see child-safe content. Nationalistic influencers on the app are accusing the United States government of using national security as an excuse to crack down on TikTok because of America's fears of China. It's unknown if TikTok can convince Washington it possesses no threat.
Well, good evening, everybody. The wind's still out of the southeast. We peaked at 41 miles an hour today, so it was not your imagination. However, the temperatures are going to be on the warm side for the weekend, but the humidities are going to be down. Right now, 76 degrees with a south wind at 21. Stay tuned. We'll have your 7-day forecast coming up in just a moment.
Get ready to save, used car buyers. It's the one and only Repo Joe sale.
Toyota Victoria's inventory is packed for trade-ins, auction purchases, lease terminations, and of course, repos. All you pay is $27 down. Some are just $89 a month. The Repo Joe sale.
From America's #1 news comes the all-new ABC News app. Breaking news, incredible video, faster, smarter, and customizable to your interests. If you love being in the know, you're gonna love this. Experience the all-new ABC News app. Download it now.
For months we've been saying that Fred Loya can save you more money on your car insurance, but just how much more? In recent months, people who switch from Geico and Progressive to Fred Loya Insurance have saved over $1,500 a year. State Farm customers who switched to Fred Loya saved over $1,600 a year. Allstate customers saved over $1,100 a year. That's a combined savings of over $240,000 a year. So start paying less. Call or visit fredloya.com. If you don't call, you don't save.
Hi folks, Greg at Full of Pep. A longtime customer talked to me the other day and told me they switched to a horse feed from another company because it was cheaper than ours. Before long, the shape of his horses deteriorated and one ended up at the vet. Our equine feeds are formulated to keep your horses in the best condition and maintain peak performance at any life stage. We're not the cheapest, but we sell a superior quality product at a fair price. And in my opinion, that's value. Come see us at Full of Pep.
shows you care. The freshest flowers, the prettiest plants, balloons and gift baskets too. If beautifully unique is what you seek, making lasting impressions is what we do. Always the very best value for you. When it comes from McAdams, it shows you care.
Thursday through Saturday only, it's the one and only Repound Joe sale in Toyota Victoria. All you pay is $27 down, then make the payments on the windshield. Bring your trade, we'll give you a top dollar. Visit RepoundJoe.com to find your bargain. The Repound Joe sale at Toyota Victoria.
Welcome back, everybody. All day we've been commenting about this video. This is the tornado that hit Los Angeles, more specifically Montebello, which is a community in the San Gabriel Valley. Now, to see a tornado in LA is, I can't even begin to tell you how rare this has been. They haven't had a tornado in 40 years, and that one was up north in the Bay Area. You can see significant damage to these buildings. They have claimed that it's a EF1, which is, you know, small by Kansas standards, but certainly huge for California standards. And it sprung up so rapidly that they didn't really have time to warn anybody. So these thunder showers were coming in, and you can see how the updrafts of the storm caused all that damage in a place where it's extremely rare. But then again, have we done anything normal in the last few years? It's all part of our changing globe. Anyway, we were at 84 this afternoon. We had a low of 72 this morning, so not as cool. There is where we are now. We have a little burst of energy here where we're getting the winds right over the city in excess of 25 miles an hour. But tomorrow is going to be an interesting day. The winds will be shifting around and the humidity will be dropping dramatically. 76 right now for the city, 75 up in Hallettsville, 74 out in George West. Now in far west Texas, Laredo, they got up to 98 degrees today in the dry, hot air that's moving in our direction. That's why we're not going to chill down after the little front that we're expecting. Now we have nothing in terms of radar echoes around the South Texas or the coastal bend, but up north, here's the little front that we were talking about. It's not a little front for them. You can see from just north of Dallas, well, there's Dallas, but there's Denton, and all the way down to Abilene, they're getting some heavy thunderstorms. Now, the good news is that the southern end of that is beginning to fall apart. So as it traverses the state overnight and tomorrow, you can see how heaviest rains will be up here and on up into Oklahoma, and we get maybe a drop or two. So I think generally it's going to skip over us in terms of any precipitation. There's the storm center, there's the front, all that's rolling into the moisture that we have over our region. But here's the good news. Behind the front, we pick up a west wind. That's a dry wind. So all of a sudden by Friday night after this passes through, it's going to be very comfortable out there and you're going to go, this is good. The best news is that Saturday is going to be sunny and dry and very comfortable. Now the deck of clouds is not going to go that far out. In fact, it's going to roll back in by Sunday. So enjoy the lovely day that we have on tap. There you see the southeast winds. There you see the possibility of showers above I-10. Our model is not bringing it down into Victoria County, but you'll notice how the winds sort of shift around and they're coming at us from the west, which will give us some very dry weather. You're going to enjoy this. You know, lack of humidity is not one of our problems around here. We have plenty of it. And you can see how by Sunday it all sort of comes back into the region, getting ready for the next system. So mariners, just be advised that it's going to be squirrely out there. We start off in the morning southeast, then it becomes northwest during the afternoon hours. 7-day forecast, 82 on Saturday, 80 on Sunday, and not a bad looking weekend coming up for all the activities. Don't forget, we got a QR code. You want to scan that with your phone, put Crossroads Today on your cell top, and you can take us wherever you want to go. Coming up next, we've got sports with Gino.
Thanks, Mac. We hear from a Refugio football star who is signing to play at the next level. That and more after the break.
Welcome to Handy Stop Nursery in Yoakum, where nature meets beauty. Whether you're a seasoned gardener or a beginner, our expert staff is here to help you in every way. Visit us today and let's bring your garden to life. Handy Stop Nursery in Yoakum.
This week's Lean On Me $500 giveaway is brought to you by Victory Kia. Our drive is to help the community thrive.
I'm Troy York, the General Manager of Victory Kia, and this is Darlene Chavez. She's the winner of our $500 today on Lean On Me. Darlene, what are you going to use the $500 for?
To help catch up on Kevin's policy. Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Make sure you visit Victory Kia or Victory GMC and nominate somebody for Lean On Me today.
You or someone you know could be our next $500 winner. Go to Victory Kia or Victory Buick GMC to drop off your entry in the Lean On Me drop box with your story and contact info. Go to crossroadstoday.com/leanonme for more info or to enter online.
The Victoria Television Group is proud to honor our veterans, and we need your entries. Each month, we'll acknowledge a new veteran to salute. To submit, go to the Military Hero page on crossroadstoday.com and help us recognize the deserving servicemen and women in our community.
With reports of people developing cancer after using talcum powder for an extended period, many are turning to the courts to hold the manufacturers accountable for their reckless disregard for human health and willingness to put profit over people. If you use talcum powder and developed ovarian cancer, it is in your best interest to speak with the team at 1-800-LAW-FIRM about filing a lawsuit. Our team works hard to hold manufacturers accountable for concealing the true dangers of consumer products. Call 1-800-LAW-FIRM to see if you qualify.
We're going to succeed!
Representing all the women, salute, salute.
Welcome to Handy Stop Nursery in Yoakum, your one-stop shop for all your gardening needs. From plants to pots, soil to tools, we have everything you need, and we'll help you find the perfect plants for your space. So come into Handy Stop Nursery in Yoakum and bring your garden to life.
At Crossroads, the Victoria East Lady Titans have done something that no East girls team has done before: win a state title. Sports reporter Zach Brown met with a couple of the Pepsi Athletes of the Week.
This week we are doing your Pepsi Athlete of the Week a little differently because there are 13 of them. The entire Victoria East girls powerlifting team who just brought the first championship to the school. They are led by Coach Marcus Hernandez, who built this program from the ground up and is saying goodbye to star seniors Alyssa, Natalie, and Zandra.
It means a lot because, you know, when I came in at Victoria East, I saw an opportunity to kind of grow something big and make it more than what it was. And I feel like, you know, in year number 4, that's where we're at right now.
When he started at this program, he had 2 girls. One of them is star Alyssa Salceda, who just shattered many records in state and couldn't help but reminisce on just how far they have come over the years.
Me and Hernandez have kind of just been like joking about it, like, man, what if we beat this team? What if we beat this team? What if we beat this girl? And it's like, now that it actually happened, and it's like, wow. It's like you got to sit back and take a moment, and then you got to get back to work.
The championship came down to the wire as they won by just 3 points. Junior Kristen Hernandez got them those 3 points late by jumping from 4th to 2nd with this 405-pound deadlift. The junior is one of many who will lead the team next year as seniors, along with Giovanna, Madison, Miley, Mia, and Genesis. When you mix in the other lower classmen, Olivia, Aaliyah, and Avery, they are returning a pretty talented group of girls. That is a testament to how hard Coach Hernandez has worked to lay the foundation for the Titans.
We've been working for this for forever, you know, hoping to come home as first place state winner. Coach Hernandez has been wanting this for his entire career. He finally got to bring it home. So it was pretty great.
After 4 years of blood, sweat, and tears, the hard work has paid off for these girls who brought the gold to the Crossroads. They talk about how passionate Coach Hernandez is, and he's proud of what they've accomplished as a group. Congratulations to state championship powerlifters from Victoria East, who are all your Pepsi Athletes of the Week.
And speaking of Athletes of the Week, Refugio Bobcat return specialist and running back Isaiah Bland signed his letter of intent to continue his football and academic career. The Refugio Fire starter was surrounded by family and friends for his big day, where he signed to Texas Lutheran University in Seguin. Bland said he is looking forward to building new relationships, impacting his new team, and of course, winning.
It means a lot, you know, the town for to come and support me for my signing, you know. So I'm the first in the household to do it, so I'll take it a long way with me. You know, it was a very bumpy road, a lot of rainy days, you know, just keep pushing, keep going forward.
Bland said the Refugio Bobcats will be just as scary without him next year. Well, that's your sports. Don and Karina, back to you.
Gina, thank you. Stay with us. Coming up next on 25 News Now at 10, we'll take a last look at your weather. Plus, the FTC wants to make it easier for consumers to cancel free trials.
News Center 25 at 6 and 10 is also heard on KVNN 1340 AM, Victoria's News Network.
College athletes and sexual assault allegations. She claims she was sexually assaulted by 3 basketball players, protected by the university. Who's responsible?
I was afraid of the repercussions.
You knew this person would be protected.
Yes.
Who's the victim?
Athletes at the highest level, we are targets. Just because a person plays sport, they should not forfeit their right to be believed.
I did not get to pick my rapist.
Next, Dr. Phil.
Have a legal question that you don't have the answer to? Crossroads Law is here to help. The esteemed lawyers of the Cole, Easley & Skiba Law Firm are here to answer them. Submit your questions to crossroadstoday.com. This is a free service where you can find practical answers about real-life situations you might have encountered. Crossroads Law is a service of the Victoria Television Group and the law firm of Cole, Easley & Skiba, advocates of trial by jury.
Tune in on Sundays at 9 a.m. till 10 a.m. on KAVU Channel 25, Suddenlink Channel 4 to view Our Lady of Victory weekly service.
Gisele Bündchen says the end of her marriage to Tom Brady was like, quote, a death and a rebirth, unquote. The fashion model opened up about the couple's relationship in Vanity Fair. She says she did not leave Brady because he decided to play football for one more season. Over the years, she says they grew apart and wanted different things. The two were married for 13 years. They have 2 children together. Brady also has a son from a previous relationship.
A storm struck parts of California, leaving thousands without power. Heavy winds hit Central Park, again leaving thousands without power. The winds, rain, and snow in California continue to prompt warnings and advisories in the state today. A winter weather advisory is in effect for parts of Northern California, extending into Friday. Geez.
I was looking
glad to be
this,
in the crossroads for that.
I was looking this up. Monterey County, and we talked about this, is responsible for $4 billion of just vegetable and fruit growth. Just that area right there, all around the country, all around the world.
Not far from there is the Salinas Valley, and they produce all the vegetables. Over here they have Gilroy, the garlic capital of the world.
Oh no.
So yeah, and they're getting hammered. It's like saying our cotton crop is underwater. It's like saying all that produce is underwater. So they need a break for sure. Can I do the weekend outlook?
Please.
Oh, well, because I've got everybody covered, you know. There's so many events happening this weekend. It couldn't be better, you know. Tomorrow, Friday, we got a little front. It's going to shift the wind around. We're going to get a dry wind by Friday night, and you're really going to like that. I don't think we'll have any kind of showers here. It'll be north of the I-10. And then Saturday, spectacular Saturday is what we need to call it. Pretty good Sunday with the clouds rolling back in. And next week we might even have a nice chill into the mid-70s, which would be nice. We haven't done anything normal in weather since, I don't know, about 1985.
I remember that far back. Anyway, thank you, Mac. And proposed federal regulations might make canceling free trials and subscriptions easier. A proposal by the FTC would ban companies from trying to retain customers through deceptive or burdensome tactics. Consumers would be allowed to cancel memberships and subscriptions the same way they signed up. And if a free service trial ended, businesses will be banned from sending out unwanted retention offers. The FTC says violators will pay tens of thousands of dollars in fines. Boy, they should. There you go.
They should.
Get them.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us for 25 News Now at 10. Remember, we're streaming 24/7 on Crossroads Today Plus.
Join Carolina Astroin and meteorologist Trey Mining. 25 News Now sunrise starting at 5 a.m. Good night, everybody.
But if they do that,